the Texas 12-Pack. Presented by Texas Farm Store, Coyote Country.
104.9.
104.9 Coyote Country around the Texas 12-Pack. Special guest in studio, Mr. Scotty Alexander. Is it Scott or Scotty? What do you like to be called?
Hello, sir. Scotty's great.
Scotty, all right.
Thanks, man.
When I think Scotty, I think Star Trek. I mean, how much, if you get tired of that, right?
My dad was in the Navy, and he said I was walking up the street in San Diego, is where he was stationed in the Navy, right?
Okay.
He goes, I saw this ad.
Military kid, all right.
Military boy, absolutely. And he goes, I saw this ad for Scotty shoes. He goes, if I ever have a boy, I'm going to name him Scotty. So that's actually where I came from. Was that Scotty's?
Not the toilet paper.
Not the toilet paper, thank God.
Well, Scotty, now you made a bit of a drive here. You're from what? From like the North Texas area, right?
We are. We're in Amarillo,
okay.
Looking down in the Dallas area. But between there, my wife is from Las Vegas, so we spend a lot of time out there, too.
Lucky guy. All right.
Yeah. I like Vegas a lot.
Man, Vegas is so much about. I've been a few times in my life. The first time I went was in the early 90s when I just got old enough to do it.
Oh, yeah.
It was scary. It was just crazy. And now it's very touristy and fam. I take my 10-year-old 11 out there, and we have a good time. But love Vegas, man. I love it so much. So fun.
I do, too. It's good. It's a good town, man. It's really good. The best parts are always off the strip, but, you know.
Yeah, so now you're here. You're doing Texas country music. Let's talk about what you do as an artist. How long you've been doing? From what I understand, you're a fairly accomplished songwriter, right?
Thank God. Yeah, we've been in the business forever. As a musician, I've been bouncing around from different artists my entire life. Had some great jobs and able to feed the family and raise 3 kids, just playing guitar, being a music director. In fact, that's what took us in Las Vegas for many years. I was Wayne Newton's music director.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
He was looking for a country artist.
That's like Mr. Vegas, man.
Oh, he's phenomenal.
That's awesome,
he was
man.
just great. And he's really he's from Virginia, so he's a country boy himself.
Yeah.
And that's what he wanted in his show. And so it timed out perfectly as things are supposed to. And I ended up on the road with him for 8 years and saw the planet. And that spun off a whole bunch of stuff. Toured with Neil McCoy and produced a bunch of stuff, wrote. And finally, now that the kids are to the age where Daddy doesn't have to have a big time set down job, so to speak, like we had in those days playing music, we've made some records. The next one comes out after the single now this summer. Following it up, playing shows, and oh my God, loving it.
I love hearing stories like this, and I love putting these stories on the radio because I think that there's a misconception that you only make a living in music if you're either a huge superstar, you know what I mean, or a huge record producer, and then you hear all these starving artist stories and these kind of up-and-comings, which we interview here all the time,
sure,
that are holding down regular jobs. But there are plenty of good-paying jobs, careers in the music industry where you're not necessarily the main focus, like the focal point on stage.
Yeah.
So it's kind of cool to hear that you're kind of more of a behind-the-scenes guy, but you're getting your kicks because you're playing, right? You're playing live.
Oh, it's fantastic. Being a guitar slinger my whole life, I play fiddle, and so between session work and road work and everything else, I've managed to stay successfely under the radar,
But hey, now it's your time, right?
It is, man.
And there's no shame in getting out there and just kind of making a name for yourself, And I would imagine that now you've got all these great connections, you've got these references, you got people to kind of speak up and go, hey, man, this guy's solid. He knows what he's doing.
Thank God we do. Yeah, we have the luxury of having been in the business for so long. Road life is we talk about Debbie Green, right? Debbie Green's our radio promoter. Sweetheart lives in San Antonio, and she's like, "Man, are you sure you want to do this?" I said, "Debbie, I don't know anything else. Like this is what I do. Is I get
Your
in the car."
promoter's like, "Are you sure?"
Yeah, you sure? I'm like, "That's what I do. I get in the car and I drive. I jump out with a guitar. I sing. I play, and we keep moving." I said, "So this is second nature to me. So I love it."
Well, and there's got to be some kind of cool. I'm sure it's inspirational. It keeps you writing those songs, and
Absolutely, it absolutely does.
You can't just do it from a box, an office.
Well, I think you can.
Okay,
but I think that's some of the deterioration in my opinion, that you hear in the genre, where we've lost great storytellers like Haggard and even Hank Sr.
Or you can do it, you just don't do it as well, maybe, or you do it in a more of a homogenized kind
Correct.
of way.
Yeah. You're writing as a job, or you're performing as a job, and that's one of the greatest things that I love is and that's why I love performing here, in our home state of Texas, because we get to find people that want to hear poetry, they want to hear songs, they want to hear stories.
Now that's kind of a recurring theme that I've heard in interviewing many Texas country artists. I generally ask, hey, what do you think the difference is between the Texas, the Red Dirt thing, and then the Nashville music machine? And a lot of times they say, well, we can kind of do our own thing, but I think that's piggybacks off the fact that in Nashville they're in offices and they're in writing sessions and they take the writing seriously, but I think it's also more of an office job. It's more
100%. I've got a ton of friends in Nashville, and these guys, they have a quota, just like a policeman would have a quota, how many tickets he has to write a week, just like them. They have a quota, how many songs they have to turn in a month. And so, God bless them. I don't want to knock 615. There's a lot of people that like that music, and that's great. But it does. I write a song because it wakes me up in the middle of the night. I write a song because I'm driving down the road and I hear a melody and it starts to come out, or I have something funny I want to say, or and to me that's a great joy.
Not because the man is breathing down your neck, right? Yeah.
Not because I ain't going to get a paycheck,
Well, again, we're talking to Scotty Alexander here. It's really cool of you to be here. Now you got a gig later on. Where are you heading out to?
Heading out to San Antonio tonight.
Right.
Yeah. The quick little drive across town, and we actually between now and Sunday have got 4 shows.
Wow.
So it's guerrilla entertainment. We're going to be jumping from one to the next. But tonight, a really nice country club over there. Tomorrow, a winery. Tomorrow evening, a brewery. And then Sunday, my buddies that own Herb's Hat Shop in Blanco. We're gonna do an acoustic show in his. Oh, it's beautiful. It's like this little 900 square foot hat store. And it's going to be great. We got some friends coming in to pick with me, and it's going to be great.
Do a little shopping, a little singing. I like how you're doing wineries and breweries. That's
exactly.
If I was a touring musician, that's what I'd be hitting. I'd be like, hit me there and there and there. Now your single is about beer, right?
It is. Yeah. Speaking of, now this is ironic because I quit drinking 2.5 years ago. I haven't had a drop. Right?
I was going to say you look good. You look real healthy. I need to get in shape like that.
And my song out now is my first beer. It's a true story though. When I was about 14, 15 years old, I'm out buck hunting with my dad. And my mom's an Okie, and my dad was a logger up in Oregon. And but we go out buck hunting. He hands me a beer. He cracks it open. He turns and he says, "Don't tell your mother." And it was that I just never forgot that. It just made me laugh. And one day I was sitting there with the guitar in my hand, me and my buddy Donnie, and we were talking about stories about our dads. And I said that out loud, and we both said, "Yeah, that was my first beer." I went, "Oh, well, there's the song."
That is great. I think most of us young men, young guys that are raised in decent homes are going to have a story similar to that. So, what a great concept. And I see you brought a big old jug of brew here. What's going on here?
So I wished folks at home or on the road right now could see this thing. It's a great big German growler.
Oh, I want to Instagram and Facebook that thing. So get to the Texas 12-pack Facebook page. You'll see a photo.
Well, we did a bunch of shows last year with Kyle Park. I mean, all the way from Greenhall.
Love Kyle Park. Yeah.
Oh, I love Kyle. From Greenhall to Amarillo, the Starlight Theater there in Amarillo, which is owned by the Big Texan. And everybody, you pass on 40, you see the Big Texan, you eat 72 ounces worth of beef. If you don't throw up, you get it for free. That kind of thing, right? So the gentleman that owns the Big Texan became a friend of ours, Bobby Lee. And so we told him we were coming out with this song, My First Beer. And he has this homemade brew from the Big Texan in Amarillo. And he said, "Well, man, we told him we needed station gifts." He goes, "Well, how about if I get you some growlers with our homemade beer in it, and you can take those out?" And so we are really blessed to have Bobby helping us with our gifts. And
so we get to keep this, huh?
Oh, that's yours, baby. All you.
I'm gonna drink that. I'm gonna be growling, man. That sounds great, man. Well, hey, shout out to the Big Texan. And what's the brewery again?
It's just the Big Texan Brewery.
Okay.
They make their own.
It's their beer in their bottles, right?
Yeah.
Very cool, man.
They make their own poison.
But so let's get into the single. Of course, it's called My First Beer. Why don't you give us a little bit more? Is there anything else to talk about it besides the dad story?
Besides that, this is one of those records out of necessities. I heard the Powell brothers say this the other night, and they're like, "Well, we played guitar and engineered it and da-da-da." And I started laughing out loud. I said, "Man, I did the same thing. I played guitar, acoustic, electric, bass, fiddle, wrote it. I had to engineer the thing." You do it out of necessity. You do it out of love. You don't have no big budget. You don't get to go to a big fancy studio.
You're preaching to the choir. That's like my job at this radio station.
That's it.
Do a million things because I love it. That's what I do, and I'm passionate about it. And
correct.
You want to make and you know what? Sometimes that's what comes out the best. So
I've certainly had the most fun in doing it because I've had projects where we've gone in with big bands and big expensive studios, and we've done that route. And I have never left that process, listened back to it, and went, "Yeah, heck yeah, man!" I've left that process going, "Oh, cool," And this one, you're right. You bleed your heart into it, and so I played all the.
And you own every nuance, every moment.
I know all of it.
You can hear it all, right?
So if it sucks, it's my fault, man.
Hey, own it, right? That's right.
If you don't like it, it's all me.
Well, let's play it again. It's Scotty Alexander here. It's called My First Beer. It's right here on the Texas 12-pack on 104.9 Coyote Country.
I can't remember the words to that song. Who I danced with her senior prom. And it's just been way too long. I don't been too many years. Yeah, but I remember my first beer. For most of us, the details turn to dust. But even with that buzz, I can see it crystal clear. Yeah, I remember my first beer. You don't learn that for a few more years. Hey, after you've had your first beer. For most of us, the details turn to dust. But even with that buzz, I can see it crystal clear. Yeah, I remember my first beer. Son, don't tell your mother we're both gonna get in trouble. He cracked that can wide open. It was music to my ears. Yeah, I remember my first beer. Yeah, I remember my first beer.
It's 104.9 Coyote Country. Scotty Alexander, his first beer right there. All right.
Thank you, sir.
Forever immortalized in song.
And growler.
Right, well, there you go.
Yeah, forever immortalized.
Now, let's talk about the song. Now, you got an album? What's going on here? Working on it?
Yeah, we're working on it right now, but I'm calling it the EEP. Uh-huh. It's not an LP, which is a full album, and it's not an EP, which is a short little thing. It was an extra extended play, an EEP. Anyway,
which means extra short.
Extra short, yeah, right. Extra short album, yeah. Well, we're going to have 7 songs on it, and we've got everything. I've thank God, had inspiration to write everything on the record. And we got love songs, we got fiddle songs, we got fun songs, and this one that I like to do for you now, this is a tune I wrote on an envelope on the way to a gig sitting in the pickup.
Huh.
And when I got there, I called my wife, Lisa. Our anniversary's tomorrow, by the way.
Happy anniversary, Lisa. All
Thank
right.
you, yes.
You're lucky lady.
I'm a lucky man.
He's going to be back home in time, don't worry.
I have outpunted my coverage, as they say on that one. But I wrote this song, and I called my wife, Lisa. I said, honey, I did not write this song about you.
Oh, one of them songs. Okay, I got you. So let's see where it's going.
Here's a little tune called Go Away.
All right.
You say that you're moving out sometime this month. You keep threatening to leave, but you won't take your stuff. I guess you think that'll scare me, and I'll beg you to stay. Well, girl, let me help you. You're leaving today. Get off my couch. It's time to pack. Honey, I'll buy the boxes and I'll help move your crap. You say that I'll miss you when you leave me someday. Well, how can I miss you if you won't go away? Just for the record, my friends hate your guts, and my mama don't like you. She's convinced that you're nuts. Yeah, don't let your butt get hit by the door. Yeah, really, just sit there. What are you waiting for? Get off my couch. It's time to pack. crowd. You say that I'll miss you when you leave me someday. Well, how can I miss you if you won't go away? I ain't gonna miss you. Please just go away.
Well, go away, Scotty Alexander. What a great song, man!
Thanks, man.
Your vocals, just wow. I'm sure you hear it all the time.
Thank you, man. A lot of cough drops and water.
I was going to say, how do you take care of that? I can't do such control, and I mean, wow, I'm impressed.
Man, thank you.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
Very good. Again, very accomplished already, and man, what a pleasure to see that live in the studio. That was fantastic, man.
Killer,
Thanks so
man.
much.
Thank you so much. I certainly appreciate the time, man.
So again, it's Scotty Alexander here. The new single's called My First Beer, and that was called Go Away.
Yeah, it's called Go Away. That'll be on the album coming out this summer, and I'm sure we will make our way back. I'd love to come see you this summer. We'll play that one for you again.
Absolutely. Well, of course, you're playing San Antonio pretty regularly,
Yep.
kind of based out of Amarillo, you said. Well, what are some of the places that we might... Have you ever played down here in this area before?
I have not, no.
Not down this San
is
Antonio,
one.
but the closest you've been?
Yeah, exactly. What we found, too, and is... You know, being that the wife's from Vegas, and we've got so many family and connections there, and of course working for Mr. Newton in Vegas all those years, that has been just a really good spot for us to work and pay for the family and keep everybody going.
Yeah.
So at the end of this radio run, that's where I'm headed back to at Gillies, Treasure Island in Vegas there, and we'll do a portion of a week for them out there doing big, shows. Thank God people still love country music there too. And,
yeah.
And so, and then we'll be back.
And those are the greatest gigs because literally you don't have to go to them; the whole world comes to you. You got people that are coming from all over America, if not the world, and they're going to see you. And the fans are going to be like, "That guy's awesome." They're going to find you on Facebook, Instagram, and you're going to get worldwide, followers and fans.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just by staying at either residence or just kind of playing those cool gigs. So that's got to be really cool for you.
It is cool. Yeah, I see on our social pages. We have a smattering of people. You can kind of look at what I guess they call those analytics, but you look at the little dots everywhere, right? Mm-hmm. And they're all over the place. Yeah. And I know it's from playing that club for so many years. One time you're taking a picture from people from Germany, and the next picture is people from England, or it has lent itself to that. So we're thankful. I don't know if I can tour all those places, but we're going to try.
right. Little by little. So what is just a personal question?
Yeah.
What is it you're trying to get out of this? Are you looking to be like try your hat at being a country star? You just want to make records? You want to be a family man or do this part time? What do you see on the horizon? What are your expectations?
Well, I know that my intention in this is to just make great records. Mm-hmm. I love country music. I've always loved. I got my first fiddle when I was 8 years old from when my grandpa passed, and that just sunk country music as deep as I could get it in.
Wow.
Having to learn.
Well, it sounds like it. Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I know. That's what I love, and I know that. If I just simply try and do my best, write the best song I can, give the best performance and everything else, as far as the good Lord wants it to rise, it will. My family's always been behind me 100%, and I've always been on the road. So this is definitely full-time career path the rest of the life job for me, and I'm grateful for it. And, we just want to keep touring, keep putting out great records, and let it grow as far as it'll go.
Well, you certainly got the talent. You seem to have the connections, and you certainly have the drive and the the dedication, the hard work and ethic. So, man, very cool. I am honored to have met you, sir. Again,
Likewise.
It's Scotty Alexander here. Where can we find you online for those listening who want to check you out?
Easy to find on Facebook, Scotty Alexander, and also online. The website is scottyalexander.com, SCOTTY. And from there, you'll see the video to My First Beer, which is kind of a fun ride from the time I first started in show business. It's a fun video to watch. And then we've got all of our social links on there. Links to iTunes where you can find My First Beer and all that stuff. We're one-stop country music shop right there.
Well, right on. Again, well, thank you for joining us here on the Texas 12-Pack. We appreciate you stopping by.
God bless you. Thanks for the time. I really appreciate it.
All right, that's going to wrap it up. This is the Texas 12-Pack. I'm Robert Miguel. It's 104.9 Coyote Country.
The Texas 12-Pack.
On 104.9 Coyote Country.
Texas brewed country music.